This is a story about the brain, why your happiness, productivity, and safety in the workplace have everything to do with it, and why the most primitive part of the brain, or the lizard brain as we like to call it, which developed millions of years ago, still controls the way we feel and act every minute of the day. This is also a story about new discoveries in the field of neuroscience, about the simple but powerful actions we can take to stop the lizard brain from hijacking our emotions, our best intentions for our work and our relationships with others, and our attention in the present moment. In the new workplace, the pace and demands of work are relentless. Soon, you will learn skills that will help you to stay cool under pressure, get more done, and keep yourself and others safe on the job. For now, join us on a motorcycle crash course through the inner workings of the brain. Though the brain developed systems for complex thinking, input to the brain is still processed from the bottom up. In other words, the primitive brain reacts to incoming information before the thinking brain can even analyze it. Needless to say, when the lizard brain makes the call, we act and feel much differently than we do when the thinking brain does. When we're guided by our thinking brain, we are at our best, solving problems creatively, feeling good about our performance, and treating others with care and respect. This is the green zone. When we're guided by our primitive brain, we enter a cycle of reactivity in which our instinct to fight or flee is bound to be triggered by the smallest amount of criticism from a manager or a coworker. What's more, our fear is so distracting that we are more likely to make mistakes, produce sloppy work, or stall entirely. This is the red zone. As we move from the green zone to the red zone, our IQ may drop by as many as 30 to 40 points, which means that being in the red zone can make you dumb. For all the trouble it causes us, there are times at which the lizard brain can be useful. Suppose a car is barreling towards you. In this situation, the lizard brain takes over, quickly instructing the body to jump out of the way. In this case, it's lucky that the lizard brain wastes no time contemplating what to do. The trouble is when this ancient brain, used to navigating a world more dangerous than our own, treats something that poses no danger as a threat. For example, when a supervisor or a coworker criticizes us, they aren't trying to physically hurt us, but we often react as if they are, either by fighting back or withdrawing from them. This hardwired reaction can create problems at work. If someone makes a mistake and we call them on it, we may put them in the red zone, where they may become anxious, alarmed, or afraid and be more likely to make the mistake again. This regulation curve is a useful picture of the moment-to-moment results of our brain's responses. Every minute of every day, we are somewhere on this regulation curve based on our stress level. Too much stress puts us in the red zone. Too little stress puts us in the gray zone, a state of hyper-low stress at which one may be tired, distracted, or bored. In the gray zone, no one is motivated to make progress on a task, engage with others, or pay attention to their surroundings. In this way, it can pose as much of a problem as the red zone. The regulation curve shows that living and working under a certain amount of stress is not only normal, but helpful. It drives us towards our goals. So, what does the regulation curve have to do with the brain? Here's the pitch. Our stress level influences which part of our brain we use to think and behave. We can influence our stress level. Therefore, by influencing our stress level, we can influence our brains. When we take actions to bring our stress level inside the green zone, we call it regulation. The first step to regulation is identifying your red zone triggers. All of us have these triggers, which can range from a demanding work schedule to a weekly meeting with a manager who talks down to you, from inadequate resources to an overall culture of disrespect. Getting to the green zone when we're stressed requires some work, but by being aware of where we are on the regulation curve moment to moment and using emotional regulation techniques on a regular basis, we can get better at getting to the green zone quickly. And this is good news. Staying in the green zone as often as possible limits the amount of time the primitive lizard brain has control over your emotions and behavior, and keeps the lizard brain from wreaking havoc on happiness, productivity, quality, and safety. In learning about the forces at play inside the brain and how they influence us moment to moment, you will become more aware of your own emotions and how to keep yourself regulated in the green zone.